Hello everybody. Well, we have a molt, finally. Excuse me. Have you known the last handful of videos, if I mention anything about this serrated jarrow starlingi, it's like it's huge and it was all shiny and needed the molt. Well, it did today. It actually, here's the molt. It left it right here in this corner. So I grabbed it before it got a chance to eat it. So yeah, we're going to try and sex that molt, possibly. And we're going to do some feeding here. Some slings and a couple small juveniles. Seems to be doing okay. Still translucent, as you can see the legs there are still clear. I thought I saw the semblance of a horn, but I really couldn't tell for sure. We'll see as it hardens up over the course of the next week and a half or so, and I'm sure we'll get it on a good video pretty quick. Okay, everybody, microphone's not plugged in. Hopefully you guys can hear this, and forgive my shaking. Trying to get the camera focused. You could see the female spermatozoa and uterus externus there. This is the serrated jarrow starlingi. So we have a girl. That's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite species, so I'm glad that I have a female. Alright, let's get on with some feeding. Okay, so after that exciting news about the serrated jarrow starlingi, that spider's name is Sanderi. I think it's a province or a town around Tanzania. I think, if I remember correctly. I know it's somewhere. Sanderi is somewhere in Africa. Can't remember. It's on one of the rivers there. I'd have to look it back up again. But I thought the name was really cool, and it seems like a pretty feminine name. That's the name I've had with the spider since I got it. So it kind of works out. So this is the Phonopomasimani juvenile. We're going to see if possibly we might get this guy to eat. Yes, we will. Excellent. So we got this little guy. Don't know the sex of this one yet. And Ephebopus marinus, who's coming up next. Hopefully we'll be able to get her to come out and eat. I'm going to continue to call her until it's proven otherwise. All right, let's get the E. marinus. This is the Ephebopus marinus. This is Delaney. We have to be a little patient with this one. See if we can get it to come out and keep the cricket in. Excuse me. Very, very vibration sensitive tarantula. Man, I'm really froggy today. Oh, that was an interesting jump. Probably not a wise jump, but Delaney was just out, head and 2 feet or 4 feet and legs. But of course, once you grab the enclosure, it tends to want to go back in. Very good eating species. Come on. You just want to see those feet slowly come up out of the tunnel. She's down deep in there. She's very air sensitive too. So like yesterday, I tried to get a picture of her because she was out. She actually stayed. And I got over top of her with the camera, and just the movement of the camera pushing the air freaked her out. She bolted back in really quick. There she comes. Ooh. What was that all about? There we go. Sweet. Love this spider. Both of them. I wish that it would come out and stay out a little bit so you can actually see her. But she never does. She'll take her food down in her burrow, as you just saw. Pretty similar to the way that Serrato Jar Starlingi does. A lot of the spiders, you know, the chelobrachys, they come up, grab their prey, and right back down again. So let's move on. We'll get some smaller stuff out now. I'm not sure who we'll get to first. All right, so this is the chelobrachys discalus. The what's the common name? The Vietnam blue? I'm not really quite sure what the common name is. You can see it's molted. It's been a little while that molt's been in there. I'm not having much luck feeding, to be honest with you. I failed on Chelobrachy species Cancrishon, the smaller Ephebopus marina sling. Now we're not getting any kind of action out of the discalus. There we come. Yes, you can have it. It's all yours, buddy. There you go. Drag it down there. Get it in there. Come on. Pull. Pull. Yeah, I'm a big Chelobrachys fan. Love them. Okay. And we're going to attempt to feed a ghost. This is a spider we don't see very often. This is the Sednoctimus brachyramosa. I think I've only captured it on film one time. I've had this sling for over a year. I think I've only seen it completely out 3 times. This is a painstakingly slow-growing species. If anybody tells you otherwise, they are feeding the living crap out of them. It's the only way that you can get them to grow quicker. They are very, very reclusive, very, very, very fast. And as you can see, not the greatest of eaters. This mealworm is getting ready to molt. It's molting as we speak, actually. Pretty cool there, huh? So we're going to actually just leave this bugger right here at the entrance because it's going to be weak. And I'm sure once I put the container back on the shelf, within 15 minutes I'll look and that worm will be gone. The spider will be eating it, and in the burrow it'll be flipping me off because that's what it does. I don't know how big this thing is. I've collected 2 molts that it's brought up to the top, but they don't seem to be very big molts at all. So, okay, let's move on. We got a bunch of these little guys to go. Okay, we're going to see if the Grammostola porteri is going to eat these crickets or crawl out of the enclosure running from them. I'm banking on number 2. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we are hungry. The little one didn't feed last time. These crickets are very, very small, so I'm going to leave that second one in. And maybe we'll try and coax it over there and see if the little one will grab that. Oh, of course you're going to jump out. Why wouldn't you? Doesn't even look like it got the first one there. The first one is underneath it. There we go. We definitely got that time. Yeah, you eat that food up. I want to redo this little one's enclosure. Again, I still have 2 softball enclosures that are open, so I'm trying to decide what spiders are going to move. Oh, we got the other one too. Nice job. What spiders are going to move into those softball enclosures? We have this one, the rosea. This one's the porteri. The next one's the rosea. I'll get that one. We'll feed that one and we'll talk some more. Okay, this is the rosea. She's got a little better digs than the porteri does, but oh yeah, we're going to eat that thing right off, huh? They're actually not bad eaters if you don't feed them a lot. So we're going to give it another little cricket and see. Yep, we're going to take that one too. Oh, we're going to lose it. You lost it. So this one's a tad bit bigger than the porteri, the rosea here. And we were talking about these today on the group. You know, are they the same species, the porteri and the rosea? Are they different? Then throw the Grammostola species north into the mix because they all come from the same area. Just probably different locales of the Atacama Desert, Atacama Desert in Chile. Parts of that desert have had 0 recorded rainfall ever. So it's a very harsh, dry environment, and that's why they say, you know, porteris and rosea and the Grammostola species north can be kept bone dry. You don't need to worry about any kind of humidity at all, and that's why a lot of times they'll fill their water dish because that humidity that they're having, they don't want it. They just don't want it. So yeah, so we're trying to figure out, you know, of the porteri, the north, and the rosea, are they the same species, just different locale with different morphs, or are they all 3 separate species? Hopefully someday we will be able to find that out. Not too optimistic, but you never know. We might get lucky. Okay, let's move on to what do we got coming up here. We got a sazame and Ornithoctone species Laos, a couple Formictopus cancerides. I don't think we're going to feed the Baumgarteni. We'll take a look. And then the Sericopelma rubronitans. And then the small slings, probably the Homoioma species blue. It is not the Thrixopelma cyanoeolum. Got to have to say that anymore. Kind of found out some information on those today. I'm going to do a video on those sometime in the near future. Tom Patterson gave me some really good information. So it seems like the ones that are being sold in the United States are Homoioma species blue. There was and is a Thrixopelma lugunis. We don't know if they're actually in the United States or not, or if they're only in Europe. I know, like, I want to say Andrews tarantulas. I think Andrews has some, maybe Moss has some that are the Thrixopelma lagunis over there in the UK. So, and then the cyanoeolum are actually what we would call the Homoioma species blue small, because they only get, like, I think I said about 4 inches. So you would categorize it like a Euathlus species blue or Euathlus species green, or Hapalopus species Columbia large, a 4-inch spider. They're considering a dwarf. So okay, let's get some more slings down. All right, I'm not optimistic that we'll catch this on camera. This is the smaller Taranopelma sazame. The little guy's in the corner here on the back side. Back on the backside there. So we're just going to throw some crickets in and just see what happens. This is one of the spiders that probably is the first one that's going to need to come out of here, because I think it's the biggest out of the slings. But the rosea there may be actually bigger. So, it's not like I can't go get some more softball cubes, or, there's some spiders in the softball cubes that may be able to come out and move into some things other spiders are going to be moving out of here pretty soon. Sazames are usually really good eaters. This one here, not so much. I'm hoping that putting it into a different enclosure might pick up its feeding habits. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on this one, because I don't think it never comes out to eat. It generally will wait till stuff comes into its burrow if it does eat. So we'll move on. This is another one of my favorite old world species. This is Ornithoctone species Laos. The spider is, you can't see where my finger is down here. That's where the spider is right there. We don't get to see this one eat very often. I've seen it eat. I've never filmed it. I think I may have filmed after the catch, but it's a very sedentary tarantula. It doesn't move out of its little spot much, but that could be because it's in a pre-molt. Now these are semi-arboreal. They will web the crap out of the ground, as you can see. They will climb a little bit. If you kind of think of them like a GBB, that's kind of how you would set. Oh, she's coming out. That's how you would kind of set these up. They get spectacular looking as adults. Come on. The cricket's right there. Trying to watch what you guys are seeing and watch what the spider's doing at the same time. Give you a little bit more of a view. This one's been known to tag and kill a cricket and leave it. It's done it a few times actually. So I'm not sure if its movement was food related or no, it's not. Maybe it is. Okay, so There's the spider, there's the cricket. The cricket was right in front of it, and the spider backed away. So I'm going to say it's in pre-molt. So you can see it's tapping on its web. It's kind of pushing forward. I'm going to take that as a threat, kind of a get out of here posture or movement. Telling the cricket that you don't want to be here, and I don't want you here. So we'll get that cricket out of there and move on. Okay, so here's one of the two Phormictopus cancerides I have left. This is the crazier of the two. Very, very flighty. You let those crickets walk right by you? Are you kidding me? You should be ashamed of yourself. Blue little fuzzy balls. That's what they are as slings, these Phormictopus cancerides. Now both crickets are coming out. So, oh goodness, where are you going? You can't come out, I'm going to tell you that right now. You are a nut job. You don't want those crickets? I'll give you a worm. I'll try a worm. Yeah, this he's real flighty. Super flighty today. Now we're going to ball up in the corner. Doesn't want anything. This was the last one that molted, so maybe it's just not ready yet. All right, I'm going to get that worm out of there. They're Phormictopus cancerides. See if this one might be interested in partaking in the mealworm. This was my favorite out of the 5 when they came in. This is the one that gave me the least amount of trouble when I took them out of the packing vials. What's up with these spiders? Grandma Stola's went crazy with food, and you two are like not interested at all. You know, the other one caught one of the crickets. Yes, that's food. You can eat it. Like the mealworm's playing dead. Okay, so the other one definitely caught one of the crickets. Just didn't want to perform on camera, I assume. Apparently this one doesn't either. There we go. Just needed that movement. Down into our little hole we go. Okay. Got a handful more yet. Okay, so down inside there. Now, mind you, that water dish was on the complete opposite corner of where that is. So this little guy drug it over there. This is the Sericopelma rubronitans. Not quite sure if we're going to get it to eat or not. It didn't want to feed the last time. I think it just caught that little smaller cricket. And you guys aren't going to see it because it's down inside the burrow. Yeah, it wants to eat that one too. It must have just been moody the last time. It did take the other cricket it took is half the size as the one that you see there. So it's nowhere near a full meal for it, but are you gonna come out? You can see it. Oh yeah. There's my food. Alright, that was a pretty good Jack in the Box takedown. Okay, let's look at the Baumgarteni. Oh, I can't wait till these brackies get big enough to show some color. Oh yeah, definitely ate it. See, it's got the black urticating hair already on the back that came through the last molt, so. Alright, we're not doing too bad. We're going to get a couple small slings down. We'll see which ones up there need to be fed. I know the Homoioma species blue will need to be fed, and hopefully the Kluge will eat. And we'll check on the Cabocla. I think that one was getting ready to do pre-molt, and definitely the Tarantulas lugardi should eat. Okay, one of my favorite spiders, period. My two Homoioma species blue. This is the smaller, little tiny sling. It's a heck of an eater, though, as it runs away from the cricket this time. Man, I hate when they make me liars. Or make me a liar. I'm not really liars. A liar. How could you do that to me, dude? You like threw me right under the bus. Yeah, one of my better eating slings. They're great eaters. Except for when I say it. Come on, you're a mighty, mighty spider. Eat that cricket. We're gonna have issues, buddy. Me and you. Okay, I guess he doesn't want to eat. I'm sure that Lugardi will. Alright, we're going to try the Bumba cabocla. I'm not quite sure if it's going to eat or not. But I want to continue to try and feed the slings. This one's usually a pretty good eater, but doesn't mean it's going to eat this time. Especially if the cricket doesn't stay in the enclosure. That's like 3 crickets so far I've lost. I don't want that one. Yeah, you. I don't think it ate the last time, so I don't think it's going to actually eat this time either. Trying to change this light a little bit so it's down a little further. Nope. Okay, so we're going to be removing some crickets. Lasiodora klugi probably won't eat either. That's going to answer my question. Okay, well, we're not going to push it. We'll get that cricket out. Alright, we're going to try the tarantulas lugardi. If we can get the whole entire enclosure in here. I just seen this guy the other day. Oh, he's over on the other side of the enclosure. His normal little area. He hasn't dug, he doesn't burrow at all. He just kind of utilized the way that the substrate pulls itself away from the edges of the enclosure and made himself a little, just a den there on that left hand side. This is kind of why I really don't like doing sling feeding videos, because I don't, most of the time it's hard to get them to eat and it's hard to get them on film. I don't know how people power feed their slings. I really don't. I mean, I know people do it because I've seen it. I've seen people, oh goodness, these crickets are killing me today. I've seen people that had the same size spiders as me when they got them in to grow them to 2 to 3 times the size of mine in the same time. So like my Sednoctimus brachyramosa is, I still think it's only an inch long. And I know people that have got them, actually people that got them after me at the same size as I got mine in, at little over half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, that are now, theirs are 2 inches. And, you know, they just throw food in there and close them up. And they just eat and eat and molt and eat and molt and eat and molt. I just don't get it. You know, I mean, I understand sometimes when people are trying to breed and they want to get their spiders up quicker. And I know a lot of people like to power feed their slings to get them out of that quote unquote fragile period. And I've had my fair share of little guys die, so yeah, they are fragile as slings, but I just don't get the whole power feeding thing. So we're going to try to feed the Brachypelma auratum sling. I don't know if we'll get this one to eat, but we're going to give it a shot anyway and see what happens. Okay, so here's the Brachypelma auratum. This is one of the larger Brachypelmas lengthwise. I don't think it's not bulky like the Vagans is, but they do get leggy. You know, I want to. This is easy a 6-inch spider, if not a 7, when it's an adult size. Oh, it actually ate! Holy crap! Oh, that just makes me happy. Almost warms your heart right up when you get those little ones to eat, especially when it's the first time I've seen it eat. If I could just get that little Brachypelma albiceps to eat. Okay, well, this is going to conclude the video for today. The next video will be feeding the slings in the softball containers. Let me give you one update. I'll finish with an update. So you can see kind of what the adult female Simani did to her enclosure. Okay, so this is that one that I got from the girl that was getting rid of her stuff here in Erie. Remember, I put it in the European style enclosure. I'm not exactly sure how tall these are, to be honest with you. They've got to be dollar bill 6 inches, which probably about this. So I'm gonna say 8 or 9 inches tall. You could see the burrow that it made all the way down. If we bring the light down here, you could see there's the spider there, but she went all the way around. Typical for, a Simani. They kind of like to dig the whole entire closure out, get it to where they like it. I have not tried to feed this gal yet, and I'm not going to right now, but we are going to. Here's the water dish. We're going to put this up here in the corner now that she's decided on where her burrow is going to be. Now she's on the organic top or potting soil, so it's a moister type of soil. It'll hold moisture pretty well. You have to be careful to not dampen it too much, because it will mold, as you saw in the Chilobrachys fimbriatus enclosure. That one was completely made out of that organic potting soil, and it molded up because I was spraying the little one down. I rehoused it, or redid the enclosure with the Reptisoil, and it seems to be okay now. So yeah, this is another one. I named this one Greta. It's a confirmed female, so there was a bunch of female names that I like. I like Paige, I like Olivia, I like Lisa. I like those names. Michelle is another name that female name that I've liked, but I went with Greta. I don't know why, honestly. It just, when I saw her, that's what first name that popped into my head, so that's the name that I gave her. She was right up top before I grabbed her enclosure, but yeah. So we'll get her in a feeding video the next time we do the adults, and I want to see how the enclosure does. But this is how you should keep your Simanis, really. And elbow pelosums the same way. When they get to 3-4 inches long, put them in a 9-inch tub. They don't need a lot of walking space. Terrestrial wise, they like to dig, and they want to stay in their burrow and feel safe. You can get them to come up out of the burrow and eat without too much problem. So, look into these European style. I don't know if we can read that or not. What does that say even? Well, is that Chinese? It might be Chinese. They're probably European style that enclosures that they use, and they use a lot of these overseas, but they're probably all made in China. So, okay, well, that concludes the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the sling feeding video, but I did promise cats, tarantulas. She gave me some suggestions, so I told her I would do this video. The other ones are a little bit better. I think the softball cube enclosures, those spiders feed a little bit better than these little ones in the baseball cube. So I may start skipping those. I may catch the Formictopus cancerides, and the Grammostolas feed really well. I mean, some of them did. I can't say they all didn't. the normal ones, the normal suspect ones that just don't want to feed. Yeah, and I got to feed these jumping spiders. They're too hard to get on film, so I'll try. So I'm gonna say goodbye, and if there's any footage past this, it's gonna be the jumping spiders. We'll try and feed those 3 guys, and well, 2 of them. I got to rehouse the other one into something, but we'll feed the 2 that are in the baseball cube. See if we can't get any kind of hunting action with them. Okay, let's see what happens. Little jumping spider, Phytopisodix. Oh, yeah, right off. Boom. Say goodnight. Oh, what happened? I hope that came out right. If that came out vertically instead of horizontally, I'm going to apologize for that now. Hopefully we'll get it right with the other one. Okay, let's try the other one. Okay, we'll see. The other one didn't take long, so we'll see how this one. You could see the spider right there and against the plastic. I don't know where the cricket went to. We'll try that again. Cricket's crawling around in there. The spider is right there. Cricket's way in the back. Now, I've never seen them be good ground hunters, so if they're not up high to see their prey first, I don't generally see them do too much hunting from where that spider is located right now, which is right on the dirt. Now the spider's hiding underneath the foliage. Of course, the first one was going to be the better one, and we probably screwed that footage up. Okay, well, now we're going to end it there, so we'll see you guys real soon.